My name is Amal, Amal Murkus. I'm a Palestinian singer and actress, a citizen of Israel. I was born in this village that we are here now, Kufur Yasif in the north. And I'm also active in political and society, different activities in Israel. I am part of the original citizen of Palestine who stays in their land at 1948. We did not become refugees. My parents and thousands of Palestinians that was born before 48 stays here. And after Israel state become a state in 48, we become a citizen of Israel. Of course, I was not born that time, but my parents struggled to receive the Israeli identity, together with now 1,200,000 Palestinians having the Israeli citizen and passport. We stayed in the same villages that we was born. We try to keep our cultural identity, our Palestinian cultural identity. We speak Arabic. And we keep our daily life like Palestinian tradition life, but some also our modern life that influence from the Western life. We vote for the Knesset, for the Israeli parliament, and we study in the same universities. We try to live a regular life together with the partners of this land, the Israeli Jewish. But our agenda as a minority is to struggle all the time for our rights, for equal rights with the Jews.
So you are a citizen of Israel, but you say you have not equal rights.
For sure, no.
What is the? Can you give examples? What are, in what way you are not equal with them?
It's not a secret that since the Israeli state was born, it was not one of the main things is not to give rights for the Palestinian minorities. It can start from, you can look to my village if you have the opportunity. The villages don't have any kind of, excuse me, because there is different kind of discrimination against the Palestinian minority here. It starts in taking the lands of the Palestinians. I mean, our lands were already taken from the Israeli government, like stolen. I mean, you don't have the opportunity to take your land back. And they take it and they sell it and they do anything inside.
And the people from this land, what happened with them?
They cannot do anything. I mean, they lose their lands. The Israeli government decide that this land will go to the government and they can build a Israeli settlement and they continue to. What happens, it's all the time to be, I mean, sad and to wait for a solution. Some takes money if they struggle for this, like they not sell it, but they can take money. The other thing, you don't have the same opportunity as a Jewish citizen in all cases, I mean. The language is not respectable at all. The culture is not respectable. The money that come to the ministry and from the ministry to the local council of the Palestinian villages and the cities are less than the Jewish economy side. I mean, we are treated all the time like we are demographic danger or security danger.
Do they think you are an enemy inside the society?
For sure. The majority, yes. This is the way they treat us. And they are close to the Arabic culture. The majority, the Jewish majority, are close to us maybe just by food, not something else. I mean, they feel that they can eat the Palestinian food and coffee and everything, but they cannot accept my culture. They cannot accept me being exist here and saying I'm Palestinian Israeli citizen. They cannot. I mean, the majority is not aware about herself being so strong and making discrimination against minority. For for a long time, each years were different kind of struggle. I mean, once the struggle was for the identity, for the passport, then against taking the lands, then to have the opportunity to study in universities. And we developed a lot, and we received rights. I mean, we struggle. The dreams is limit. You cannot dream anything you want. I can speak about myself as a singer. I mean, I'm sure that if I was born in a different country singing, I have more opportunities to develop my career, to record CDs, and to have my own concert as I would dream to. So my dreams is limited. And from the beginning, the historic story, my history story, was being ignored in the school. I mean, we study Hebrew, we study Arabic, but the history is the history of the Israeli state, and nothing about Palestine, not about my side. I mean, not about how when Israel became a state, which people were here. I mean, where are they? Where are my grandfather? Where are my grandmother? They were here.
Where are they? Really?
No, they died already, but in 48 they were thrown from their villages, and their villages were destroyed, and they moved to another village. They survived the Nakba, we call it. You can see the streets, you can see all the centers of culture, you can see the roads, you can see the schools are very poor situation. Some places are receiving more rights by the struggle or by, I don't know, some things sometimes change for better, we try. Because one of the best things that the Palestinian minority did, they get education. They struggled to get a lot of education. Big number of the Palestinians went to the social countries like Soviet Union, like Czechoslovakia, like Yugoslavia and Romania, and a lot of Palestinians studied, got a scholarship, and we have a huge number of academics. So this helped to make. So they have good weapon. It is academic, so you can survive from the economy. They return. My husband, one of this, he studied in Brno in Czechoslovakia. He's an architect. My sister also studied in Leningrad, and she is a journalist. I mean, a lot of doctors.
The Palestinians, they got
scholarships.
A lot of help from the socialist world.
Yes. Because it was forbidden, it was not easy for Palestinian citizens of Israel to be accepted in the university. It was not easy, not like now in Israel.
And now it is accepted?
It's better, yes.
Why did it change? It was the struggle of the Palestinians?
Yes, it is the struggle of that. First, Karin, it's not only the Palestinian struggle. It's also both with the left movement that include Jewish and Arabs. I mean, this is what brings result usually. And I think the Palestinians prove themselves as they want to live in dignity and to keep their cultural identity, but they want to be part of Israel, to change things. If we vote, we want to influence the situation. I love my country and I want it to look better. I mean, things change because maybe also the social countries now are all destroyed. Things change. And this generation that become academic change the reality. I mean, you have more, you are more aware of situation. You have the way to struggle in different ways that you can achieve more goals. And the world is open. I mean, things developed for better from this side. I mean, all our project, my project is always, it is the first project. I mean, it's always, I need to, not to be supported from any sides as a minority. I mean, I must survive alone. I must take care of myself alone. But it's better to have, I mean, somebody who explained from the historical side, because there is a lot of information regarding the Palestinian minority that stays in Israel. Some stays in their villages, like my family. Some were throwing out from the villages and build new houses in other villages. Do you know that 60 years of Israel, there's no ever have been a new Arabic village or Arabic town? I mean, they all the time build for Jewish areas.
Yeah, I think
if I dream to move to another place, I cannot go and choose any place that I want to live.
Okay, so this is an important question, because you asked us before the interview if you know everything. This is something I really do not know. You live here in an Arabic village. This village, Vienna.
Yes,
yeah?
and
could you, for example, you think, okay, but you have Jewish friends and they live in another village, and so you decide to live there in a Jewish village. Is this possible, or is this
not in all the places? You can move to Tel Aviv if you want,
okay,
but it will be difficult for you to rent a house.
Yeah, okay, but I think
not from the economy side. Also as Arabic, I mean,
yeah, it's something like, but it's not the official
discrimination. I mean, and the racism.
Yeah,
no,
not official.
the official side
right?
now. The official side. I mean, in the Galil where I live, there is a new settlements. There is a new villages, Jewish villages that are villa with houses full of everything, with great roads, with cultural centers, lights, with electricity, everything. I cannot go with my husband or anybody and buy a house there. They will not accept me, and it is proof. I mean, a lot of people try to do it, and they will find a way to say no, you cannot. You can live in Akko, in Haifa, in mixed towns.
Is it an official law, or is it the racism of society? Or
I think it is an official law. But now there is small movement that try to change, but meanwhile nothing is happening. I mean, we don't have a new Arabic village. I mean, the villages are grown up. People are having more, babies, and we cannot build. I mean, in 10 years things will change here, and there will no place for people to live. In one side, Israel took these lands and built Jewish settlement from the Arabic lands, but the Arabic person is forbidden for him to go and live in his land that already built on a Jewish settlement with all developed of the modern life. And you can visit all the Arabic village and you can see it's impossible how it looks, impossible how we live. I mean, you enter my house and you see the road that leads to here.
Yeah.
It's not only the problem of the municipality, of the local council. I mean, it's something that nobody is looking for us. Nobody is really taking care of of how I live as a citizen. The agenda of this country now is to pay money just for security, for the war more than for. From the other hand, I know that also a lot of poor Jewish, are suffering the same like me. I mean, I have brotherhood or sisterhood with poor Jewish or poor or a Jewish artist that also might be having discrimination from the rich majority. Yeah. I mean, Israel, like all countries, have the rich and the poor people, but the Arabic minority are more poor, under the line of poorness. Big number of poor. And sometimes Israel said, you don't go to the army. This is the reason that we don't give you right.
You're not allowed to go to the army, are you?
I have good answer for this, because no, we're not allowed to go to the army. I don't want also to serve in an army that occupied. But there is Arabic soldiers, Bedouin and Druze. Their villages are also suffering from discrimination, even if they are going to the war, to the army. They're not having more facilities. Now, the problem that each year we feel that we prove ourselves and we really want to be involved in the life of the Israeli country and to be part of the Israeli country, to develop from one hand to struggle with our brothers, the Palestinians in the occupied territories, for their rights, for their independent state, or for the refugee problems, and in one hand to struggle as a citizen in Israel. Each time we hear very, very racism and very difficult things that come from the media and from the government, I mean from ministry. People that come from Russia, just 10 years in Israel. I mean, I was born here, my grandfather was born, and a ministry that came from Russia and already 10 years in Israel, he allowed himself to say, I will throw you out as a Palestinian from your country. I mean, this is not his land. He don't know nothing about this place. And he feel that he have the right to tell me or to tell my people, the Palestinian people, that this is not your place, you must go from here to the Arabic world. And he came from Russia. I mean, he's a Jewish that come and have more rights than me. A lot of fanatic treatments. In 2000, before 8 years, there were big demonstrations in the Arabic villages because Sharon entered Al-Aqsa Mosque, and it was kind of propaganda, or kind of a big problem, the beginning of the second Intifada. And 13 young Palestinian Israeli citizens were shot and were killed. And now the files are closed, and nobody in the government want to see or to prove who killed them and to put them in jail or to give. So this shows a lot. I mean,
but I guess there are also.
If there was a lot of Jewish demonstrations, nobody will shoot them. I mean,
but I
if Israel said it's a democratic state.
There are also Jewish citizens. They do not. I mean, they are aware of these things, and they do not want to accept that, for example, the law. For example, that the murder of these persons are free.
The
Assassinator, yeah. I think I can remember that Shula Keshet, for example, she made an artwork
against this.
Yeah.
You are saying that the Jewish that are supporting our struggle.
That's not a state, but I think in cases like this there are Jewish people.
I told you from the beginning, we are from the beginning, from 48. There were the left movement, the Communist Party that includes Jewish and Arabs, Palestinians, to change, but we are minority. I mean, the left movement is really minority, and they give us hope. And I believe that we in Israel can achieve a better result and become a great place to live if the struggle of the left movements from the Jewish and the Palestinians together continue. Meanwhile, I think we suffer. It's not easy, maybe because of the national agenda. Maybe if the Palestinian state will become a state near Israel once, we will have easy way, me and Shula and Tal maybe, and more friends from both sides, Palestinian and Israel. We can make great job together and let this place become really look with more hope. But the occupation is the main problem, the main tragedy. If Israel go out from the occupied territories, give peace, and give the Palestinians a chance to treat their problem alone, to make their own state. So we will have, me as a citizen and other people, to work as regular. Things will change. I mean, the war is making us more in stress and not treating our daily life in good way. I mean, so I believe occupation is the worst thing that happened here. If it stops, things will change. Also, the economy will be better. I mean, a lot of money will be for the social.
Sometimes I have the feeling that the extremists from both sides, I do not mean Palestinians inside Israel, but Hamas or Hezbollah on one side and the extremist right on the Israeli side, that they have no interest in change the situation.
I cannot speak in their names. I think they all want change. I'm sure.
The right wing or the national, or not right wing, the nationalists.
The person who wants war in all the sides, they're making money benefit from the war.
Yeah, of course. But I think that is a fact, that there are persons, they profit of the war and the situation, no?
I feel that the Israeli government is the most responsible on this situation. I cannot now talk about Hezbollah or Hamas. The strong side is Israel. It is the state and the army. And it have big support from the biggest empire in the world, I mean USA. And they got the power to change.
And why don't they?
Ask them. I mean, I don't know the answer. They are not because it's they're making benefit. They are earning time, earning more money from the petrol, earning more money from selling weapons, earning more money, earning more water from the neighbor while they are occupying. And the Palestinians are the poor side. I mean, who cares about them? They are the victims. And now they can be happy of the Palestinians fighting together, Hamas and Fatah. Israel can become great. Now they are fighting, but it's natural that they will fight. I mean, when you close people together in a siege, I don't know what you expect. I mean, it can be regular life. And when Western life entering our house and by the media, by the internet, the Western life is so fanatic. I mean, the Islamic society and the Arabic society can feel more minority and more make more, I mean, wall inside the Western culture that not always great culture. I mean, not always bringing the good things for the Islamic culture. I think also it's bigger than what we are talking here. I mean that the situation is more dangerous and more complicated than what I can say. When somebody not somebody, I mean in the history, when someone come and occupied area, he in the beginning take care of separating people from the religion and use the religion as a weapon. This is what America did here in the Middle East.
America?
Also, yes. Now it makes the Islam as an enemy. Before it was the Soviets' enemy. Okay. Always need an enemy to prove themselves and to give the feeling for the people that take care, somebody is coming and dangerous for you. And this area, because it is the Holy Land, full of Christian, Muslims, and Druzian and Jewish, have all the sensitivity and the good land to be used. So they use the religious, and this is the worst thing also that happened after occupation, that the religion become the main thing that people is.
You mean every religion?
All the religious, yes. Also the Christian, even if we are minority, all. All. I mean, Bush is saying the Bible told me to go.
No, especially in America, that is radical, fundamentalist.
Like Alexander el Macedonian, like any that God tell him. I mean, everybody can use God and use the holy. I don't believe in this.
Almost everybody we talk to, even a priest from Bethlehem, told us that there's too much religion in this area.
It's too much. Not only too much, I mean it.
There's
a lot of religions that know God. I mean, there is a lot of sects, but no religious, no religion.
Okay.
A lot of sects, but no religion. Nobody is really making like Muhammad says or Jesus says or Moses says. Nobody really is so, want peace or are doing or sacrificing for peace or doing what religion says or what God said. Nobody. I mean, it's just accused something that they use it to hide themselves. I'm the first singer that produce and make her own music career in Arabic, original Palestinian songs, and leading a cultural project alone without any support of any official sides or any parties or any religion. I started as a child, as 5 years old, singing Demonstration for Peace together with my parents. In the Communist Party, and always we have to in our house friends, Jewish and Arabs, and the hope and the nice picture that my parents paint for me with their friends that things will be better when I grow up was not really a reality.
Do you think they knew this was not?
No. I think they felt things will change better, but things become disaster, not because they make wrong things. I mean, the 10 or the 15 last years were very bad years here. But I think we achieve. I learn a lot from this, from these difficulties. I know that I love to sing without any connection of being Palestinian or Jewish or nothing. I want to sing, and I have this voice and this sadness in my heart that I can sing and I can feel things. But I always was in the dark. I mean, always not like other singers, not like the Jewish singers. I saw the famous singers in the Arabic world, Fairuz, Kulthum, Layla Murad. But I cannot go to the Arabic world because I am Israeli citizen. It's forbidden for me to move to the Arabic country.
Do you get support from the Arabic world? Or
No.
Do you get...
No, nothing.
Do they discriminate you because you are Israeli?
Yes, for sure.
For sure?
Yeah.
I didn't know it.
No, they boycott me because I'm from Israel. But it's not the audience. I mean, I have a lot of fans.
No, I don't.
I have a lot of fans in the Arabic words, and I have got great reactions.
But it's a really.
But the official side, I cannot go and sing in any Arabic country. Just maybe if I want in Egypt or in Jordan. But also there, I must hide. Also in Egypt, I must hide my Israel identity. So I don't want. They must admit of my reality that I'm Israeli Palestinian. Palestinians have Israeli identity. So I started as a political singer, society songs more, and less music. I was singing without music. And I felt that my dream is to try to make songs about the situation, is to express what I really feel as a young girl when I was teenager, and also to sing about poorness and women's struggle, things that I was aware and grow up in my house and my village, and I was always involved and was always on stage singing. And when I became professional, I studied I graduated from Beit Neqofa. It is a art school, college, as an actor, and also there I developed my voice and sing. That time in the 90s, each star or each student that have good voice and sing, we were acting, and the Jewish producer were coming and see whom they're going to take to the official, to the professional, and nobody takes me because I'm Arabic. I mean, before me there were a lot of singers that they immediately were taken to record companies and immediately were taken with the managers and producers. I don't have, because also there's no Arabic managers. I mean, nobody knows how to treat this Arabic woman that want to sing and dance and act and become, a star. So I finished and I returned to my village, and I did not do anything. I just received invitation to take part in children program, to act and sing in the education TV, and of course I take this work and start to work in the education Israeli TV in Arabic. That I have till now have just one program in Arabic for the 1 million Arabic citizen. And I start to develop my music project. I wanted to record CDs and to make festivals. It was difficult for the majority, the producers and the musicians, to understand that I want to sing in Arabic and that I want to create in Arabic and to keep my language. It is important for me. It is one of the main things, and that I think I will be more special if I keep this, because Israel don't need more singers that sing in Hebrew or act in Hebrew. I mean, and this was the first conflict as a young woman. How to prove myself and how to I find myself in 90s just argument, just fighting, just each meeting with any producer, with any artist, with any musician, just fighting and nothing. I mean, I cannot make any dialogue. Nobody could understand why I want to sing in Arabic and why I want to not to be a white dove. I mean, they all the time try in the Israeli media to bring me to project to Jewish and Arab, like I must prove that I'm okay, that I'm a good Palestinian with peace. Always to be presenting peace project, always to sing about peace, always to sing with Jewish, and not to be solo, not to be myself. I mean, very quick I understand this. I mean, I have very deep thoughts, and I start to understand that I can present my people by my music, by myself. I start to understand that to achieve interview in newspaper and Israeli media, it's good. I mean, I can talk and present my people. So this has become one of my matters. And slowly, not because of my personality, also because my voice and the things that I was born. I have a lot of musicians, my friends, Jewish and Arabs together, and we make a kind of band and start to create music together in Arabic. I tried to record with the first CD, and for 5 years, nobody agreed to produce this CD. Nobody agreed to take us for festival. Nothing. It was like, this is not your dream. And for me, I don't know why I did not choose to move and to live in Europe. I choose to stay. It's this kind of decision that I never think about it. I thought I must stay here and make my family in Palestine, in the village. And then I recognized that it's great to be a producer. I mean, to go to the bank and to ask for money. Instead to buy car or a house, you can produce CD. And I produced my first CD with the big help from the musician that volunteer to play with me and to work with me. The music producer, the arrangement, the guitar player, the drum player, all of them were one of the best, I mean, Israeli and Palestinian musician, and they volunteer, and we make the first CD in 97. And we intend that it will become for the world market, not for Israel. I knew that my voice and my songs and my music is not for here. It must pass the borders. It is the hope.
Okay, we do our best for this.
You reach me because of this, I think.
The last question in this interview, I didn't tell you before, not willingly, I forgot it, is that we ask all our discussion partners for their personal utopia for this place. Utopia, dream. Imagination, fantasy. If you have magic, what would you do?
It is the thing that I'm struggling for. I mean, stop the occupation. Palestinian state near Israel.
Well,
in the occupied territories. I mean, in Ramallah, Gaza, and me and the Palestinian, that Israeli citizen, become part of the Israeli country. And influence the situation. The dreams of my children become true, like the Israeli Jewish dreams, children. And well, I have this, might Jewish be afraid from what I'm going to say, because I dream about the Palestinian destroyed villages that are destroyed. To rebuild.
And is this possible? Because then you sometimes, not always, but sometimes you have to destroy other villages.
They're already destroyed. I mean, to rebuild, I mean, there is a huge place here, a lot of mountains, a lot of places that all of us can enter this place and live great.
Okay.
I mean...
so you would rebuild these villages on places
there are still exist, and there are lands and people that have the keys, and they don't know what to do in their life. I mean, they are in refugee camps, and it is the pain. And I mean, Jewish know this pain very well. It is the main pain. There is in my village a lot of refugees that were thrown in the 50s, not in 48. And they have decision from the Israeli court to return back, but nobody is returning them back. And the villages are stayed, the church, the mosque, the schools, everything are, but it is empty. It is empty. So let's start with them, not the refugees in Lebanon or in Syria. Let's start with the people that are here.
Yeah.
I think this is the pain, and this pain, if Israel government treat this pain of the Palestinians, things will really get better. Because people lose everything, lose the lands of the houses, lose the security. They lose also the war. I mean, did not achieve anything. We're just struggling to survive, to say, I'm here, I exist. And I'm not talking about the whole Middle East, because it's not, I am part of this, but I cannot really influence. I'm talking about our daily life here. Because I really person that don't think in a national way. I don't think just as a Palestinian Arab. No, this is not my point of view. I'm thinking in a more universal way of thinking, but the main pain that each argument, when I speak with children, with old people, the main thing is really the people who are thrown out from their villages, and like the years come, 6 years comes, and nobody really want to talk about it. And this is one of the things that must find solution, and then we will find a way to achieve the rights that we are struggling. We already, I think, in the 60s, we developed a lot of things, and we reach a better life than what we have in the 60s, what my parents have in the 60s, or what they have in the 70s. It is funny. I think we are in a better way than the beginning. I mean, it looks that everything become bad, but I think we achieve. I feel that my children now are more strong than me when I was in their age. I mean, they don't feel this to be afraid from the majority. No, they feel big self-confidence, and they feel part of this country, and that they want to develop themselves. Things that we were forbidding to say in the 70s and the 80s, now we are allowed to say it. In the beginning, if I have the Palestinian flag, I might be in the prison. Now I am allowed to maybe to hold it, or to say Palestine. Once it was forbidden to sing about Palestine. Now I'm saying what I want. It is something that changed, that we must admit. I mean, things change. And this is because of a lot of things that happens together, especially the left movement. I mean, some people are laughing about the left movement, but I think they make a good.
But they're not very strong, huh?
Usually, good people are not a lot. No, usually, I mean, people who have human touch, or that want. It's not easy way. It's easy way to be right. It's easy way to be fanatic. It's easy to be bad. I mean, to make discrimination. It's not easy to think in complicated way, to think in larger way, to accept the other, to see the other side. I'm kind of person that see the others always. I don't think just only about myself.
So you are also against this, what you can hear and feel everywhere, the separation?
I hate separation. I think it's the bad thing that happened in the last 10 years. I think it's very bad. I mean, I'm also against the fanatic Arabic movements, and I mean...
Nationalism on both sides.
It's easy to move the emotions. I'm sorry, I cried now because I don't know why, because it's something that rooted in me. I meet a lot of refugees, and I hear a lot, and it exists in my songs all the time. I think that I hear it all the time, and I feel it. This is emotion, but I'm talking about very regular emotion. But I am struggling against Arabic movements that behave the same like Jewish fanatic movements, that just work on demagogue, or how we say.
I understand.
Just about emotions, and not really to hate. I mean, just to hate.
Yeah. This was what I meant before, that sometimes I have the feeling that the extremists from both sides, they fit somehow together.
Maybe. I don't see this black and white. It's impossible to see Israel and Palestine black and white. It's not Jewish against Muslims, or Jewish against... It's not this. It's something else. It's something else.
How would you call it?
Zionist mistake. I don't know how to call it. I mean, it is... I'm small too small to tell you how I call it. But I always say that the majority is the side that must make more homeworks about the minority, and the minority must try and do her best to make communication, to make change. I mean, both sides must work hard. It's not only one side. It's not good to play the victim always, that the minority, I'm the victim, and I'm, no. All sides make mistakes, all sides don't have, but I think there was no other options. The war usually destroy everything, and this land suffer from a lot of wars, and each war take a lot of energy, make a lot of hateness and sadness, and to be rebuild again, relations take time. Now I'm afraid from the next war. I think it's very close.